Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Victory with Vickery. We're talking Chaffee Red Devil football with the legendary Charlie Vickery, the head coach of the Chaffee Red Devil football team. Coach, how you doing?
Doing fine, thanks.
I tell you, the Chaffee Red Devils are picking up a win streak here all of a sudden. Last week, St. Pius X. This past Friday night, a big 27-13 win over longtime rival Scott City on the road. A very methodical victory, to say the least, Coach.
Well, I felt like that we got better again last week. That's been our key, that we need to get better each and every week and each and every quarter. And I felt like really the last 3 weeks we've played somewhat better, and we just got to worry about ourselves and continue to improve. And as long as we do that, I think we'll be ready for when district time rolls around.
One of the big factors of last week's win over Scott City was the fact that you scored on your first two possessions. A Jordan Yan 1-yard run, and then later a 3-yard run by Tyson Estes. And that really got Scott City rolling back on his heels a bit in the first half.
Well, we hadn't been able to run the ball at all, and we came out on that first drive and went 87 yards, and I think that was a big confidence builder for ourselves. And, we got to continue to be able to run the ball somewhat and set up some play-action passes.
Talking with Charlie Vickery of the Chaffee Red Devil football team here on Victory with Vickery on Prepcast Southeast. The second half, pretty much all Chaffee as well, scoring another 14 points, a couple of 1-yard runs by Jordan Yan. And what I noticed about Jordan for most of the second half is that he tore up the middle of that Scott City defense with nothing but quarterback sneaks as if to frustrate that 4-3 front.
Well, especially late in the ball game, we were just trying to protect the ball and run time off the clock. But earlier, they were doing a little bit of stunning, and he was able to, that one touchdown, I think it was like 9 yards or something, but he was able to get up through the middle and, just run right at him a little bit.
And not only that, the defense stepped up pretty good. You had a couple of picks, a couple of fumble recoveries, 4 turnovers in total. Really frustrating both sides of the football of Scott City. And I believe this is the third time in 4 years that Chaffee has won this long-time series after losing 21 in a row. So this team really has to feel good now about their chances in this long-time rivalry.
Well, like you say, we'd lost 21 in a row to them, and in 2007 here we was able to break that streak. And I think that gave us some confidence and some momentum, and and get the kids to believe that they can win again. And we have won 3 of the last 4, and that's really big for us. Anytime you're in a rival game like that, to come out on top is really big.
When we come back, we'll talk about another big SEMO South Conference game. East Prairie will start off the second half of the season. Stay right here. It's Victory with Vickery on Prepcast Southeast. And we're back here on Prepcast Southeast. This is Victory with Vickery, talking Chaffee Red Devil football. Coach Charlie Vickery on the line with us from the Chaffee Red Devil football program. All right, another SEMO South Conference game coming up, and one of the toughest opponents you've had from time to time in the East Prairie Eagles. Now, I know a couple of years ago they had a pretty good running back, I believe in MC Williams, that really just tore up the charts, not only here in Southeast Missouri, but across the state. You don't have to worry about him anymore, but this is still an East Prairie club that can really jumble up things in the conference.
Well, they're a very good football team. They're a senior-laden team. They've got almost everybody coming back from last year. The quarterback's a good player. You can't key, like when they had MC Williams, he was their main running back, but they've got 2 really good running backs in the backfield. Their wingback's a good player, so they spread the wealth around a little bit, but they're an excellent football team, and they play as hard as anybody that I've seen.
I tell you, for a team that is primarily underclassmen laden as Chaffee is, I'm seeing a lot of freshmen starting to step up. One in particular is your two-way back, Charlie Montgomery, the 6', 146-pound freshman. He got one of those fumble recoveries in that game against Scott City. Talk about his progress in his first season.
Well, you know what? He came in the two-a-days and really established himself. He's a smart kid. Obviously he's not physically mature yet, being a freshman, but he runs well. He sees things back there and does a real good job for us. And we think we're going to see big things out of him in the next 3 years. So, all we need to do with him is just continue to get him better.
If Montgomery is the best of the underclass, the resurging player on this ball club has to be the return of your preseason all-region linebacker, Cody Enderle, who also doubled as a fullback and got some pretty tough yards during that Scott City game. It was great to see him back to where he was prior to that injury back in week 1. Is he finally at the point where he can lead this defense to where they need to be and be able to contend down in Class 2 District 1?
Well, we sure hope so, because when he's healthy, he's a very good player. And he's been primarily a defensive player for us, but like you say, last week I think he had like 4 carries for 40-some-odd yards, and a lot of those were yards after being hit. So he's doing a good job for us, and like I say, when he's 100%, he's got to be our leader out there on defense.
That is Charlie Vickery, the head coach of the Chaffee Red Devil football team. They've got a game this week against the East Prairie Eagles. We'll be back with them next week on the program when they take on the surging Malden Greenway. We'll talk about that game on next week's edition of Victory with Vickery. Coach Vickery, thank you very much as always. Good luck to you this Friday night at Whitaker Field against East Prairie.
Okay, thanks.
All right, folks, that's Victory with Vickery this week. I am Vince Brown, and this is Prepcast Southeast. Till next week, take care, everybody.